How's it going, guys? Peep is no love deep web here. No love peep web. And today I want to talk to you guys about an iceberg chart that me and my community made. And it is quite frankly the best thing me and my community have ever made. We made this in our Discord server, so if you want to join that, if you want to talk to me and interact with me in this kind of way in the future, then link is in the description. All right, let's get straight into them. Meat and potatoes. We're starting off with the tip of the iceberg, starting with Sage Mommy's e-dating event. Despite happening very recently, this is already considered one of the worst things to happen to Valorant content. To sum it up really quick, Sage Mommy, the infamous e-dating YouTuber, started a bachelorette kind of event where 10 other Valorant players attempt to riz her up, if you will. That one's for all you Gen Zers out there. The entire thing is extremely painful to watch. Stuff like this ruins the reputation of the game. Valorant is an e-dating platform. This one is pretty self-explanatory. I don't think I need to explain this. There's been hundreds of videos on this topic already. Long story short, Valorant's reputation is ruined because people see it as an e-dating platform rather than a competitive 5v5 shooter, and it leaves a bad taste in your mouth. Approximately February of 2022, during an official Valorant VCT tournament, 100 Thieves lost 0-13 to the Guard. You heard me correctly. They did not win a single round. For a pro team, how do you lose every single round in a tournament? That's actually impressive. And this actually caused some of the players to get kicked off the team. And this basically marks a point of Valorant history. Probably the biggest fumble in an official VCT tournament. For the tip of the iceberg, there's not really much I can say, but it does get deeper from here. Wardell stream sniped Tarek. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I vaguely remember this one, but people insisted that I put this one on the list. If I'm correct, during a competitive game of Valorant, Wardell's teammates, if I'm correct, were stream sniping Tarek, and he basically took advantage of that. You know, instead of being like a good Samaritan and like warning Tarek or something, he just took advantage of it. That's kind of a dick move. The Guard's poor management. Despite 13-0ing 100 Thieves, the Guards apparently has really poor management with the organization, which caused, if I'm correct, every single staff member was fired for some reason. According to Esports GG, every single employee, whether it was bosses or the boss's bosses, have been let go. Content team, social team, talent relations. That is, wow. What are you guys doing? Riot banned WestJet for a charity. Yes, this made headlines for a bit. To sum it up, WestJet was trying to donate his Valorant account to charity, more as a collector's piece, if you will, and he raised a lot of money in the process, which good for him. But Riot apparently saw this and decided to intervene. Instead of supporting WestJet for raising money for charity, they tweeted at him saying, if this goes through, then he is going to be banned. Selling accounts is prohibited. I guess you could see why Riot says this, but at the same time, it's for charity, man. WestJet's account is more of like a collector's piece, if anything. No one's buying WestJet's account just to play in Radiant lobbies or something. Like, you can literally get Radiant accounts for cheap, which, funny I say this, smurfing content. You're probably getting PTSD just hearing those words together. I understand Valorant is deprived of any sort of content, but that does not mean you can resort to humiliating low elo players for content. There was a trend going on with lots of big YouTubers, more specifically ones that have already hit super high ranks like Immortal or Radiant, and they would basically hop into a low elo account and just completely annihilate silver players, bronze players. And this was a huge trend for a lot of content creators, and it was probably the most irritating thing ever. And you know, for a corporation that's against selling accounts, they completely let all of this slide under the radar. You know, big creators buying accounts just to annihilate low elo players. That's right, basically just look the other direction for that. Losing to cheaters in VCT. Yep, in an official Valorant VCT tournament, Disguised Toast lost to cheaters, which actually led to a lot more drama than that, because apparently Disguised Toast paid over $300,000 total just to compete in this tournament, just to lose the cheaters. And what's even more sad is they didn't get like a redemption or any. They just unfairly lost in an official tournament and were just told to leave. There was a lot of Twitter drama about that. In my opinion, if you lose to cheaters in an official tournament, you deserve some sort of redemption, because that is just BS. Especially if you invest over $300,000 into this tournament. Shazam versus WestJet, probably the longest running beef to be going on Valorant. If I'm correct, this all started because Shazam copyright striked a WestJet video, simply because WestJet was talking about him. And ever since, it's just been branching out from here. From constantly sneak dissing each other to Shazam banning the word WestJet from his Twitch chat or any other alternatives to that. It's extremely nitpicky, and once you're too deep into internet culture, you lose grasp of what an actual problem is, and I'd much rather not get involved with whatever's going on here. Alright, we're entering the murky depths now, starting with crypto throwers. Do you guys remember this controversy? There was a point in time where high elo games were basically unplayable, because to sum it up, people were gambling cryptocurrency to see if Twitch streamers would lose or win their competitive games, which doesn't necessarily sound too bad. I don't really support gambling, but it takes one step too far. Once people start queuing with the streamers themselves just to intentionally throw, and this became a really big trend in high elo, making comp basically unplayable because it's guaranteed that someone's going to be throwing your lobby. Don't you guys love Valorant? Valorant is full of like sane human beings. It's so cool. Sova on Split incident. Wow, is this seriously the third time WestJet appears on this list? WestJet, you're kind of controversial, dog. You need to like cut it out, man. This refers to a time when WestJet was just playing competitive. He was playing Sova on Split. Nothing too crazy. He was playing when he just drops the N-word with the hard R like out of nowhere, and then he just brushes it off. He has apologized ever since, but it has become like a really big inside joke in his community, so he's grown out of it. So we're balling. Jason R. Don't you guys remember that guy? Oh my god, Jason R. What were you thinking? So, Jason R. He was an ex-pro CSGO player who slowly transitioned into Valorant content. However, he was accused of being extremely sexist. Every time he'd queue Valorant and there was a girl on his team, he would dodge immediately. And if dodging wasn't an option, he would just mute them. He was actually confronted by a lot of big streamers. Props to them. But Jesus Christ, why? The Smurf account market. Riot's hypocrisy at its finest. Imagine grinding comp, you're doing so well, and you finally hit plat. It's well earned, good for you. But as it turns out, someone is paying $20 just to be immortal already. Yep, all of your hard work means basically nothing now, because you don't have money. Therefore, you can't be immortal. Unfortunately, Riot has never took action about these kind of things. It is extremely annoying. Hopefully, smurfing gets fixed one day. I honestly don't know how smurfing can be fixed, but hopefully it will get fixed one day. Sen sick. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I was never able to wrap my head around what happened. I've heard a lot of different things. If I'm correct, he broke into like a Ferrari dealership and was charged with criminal trespassing, but I've heard of like a lot more things. If you guys want to explain what happened here, do so in the comment section, because I don't know what's going on with Sensei. I just heard that he's not a very good person. The professional Valorant player Sinatra is known for being a very controversial figure. You either love him or you hate him, nothing in between. But approximately 2021, he was accused of I'm not risking it for the algorithm here. It was some pretty nasty allegations. If I'm correct, he was found not guilty. If I'm correct, there was a lot of evidence saying he didn't. This is another one of those things I'm not too fond of, because like I said, I don't watch a lot of Twitch streamers. All I know is the accusations were serious. All right, we are wrapping it up here in the pitch black depths. I'm not gonna be too goofy here. I feel like these are kind of serious subjects, so I'm not gonna joke around them. Starting with the Riot lawsuit. There was a $100 million lawsuit going on with Riot Games because apparently there was a lot of sex discrimination in the workplace, which sounds horrible. I'm not gonna lie. Literally pulled in Overwatch here, but everyone who was involved got compensated, so that's good. At least they got something at the end. The Revive Me Jet guy is dead. Probably one of the oldest inside jokes in Valorant is Revive Me Jet. Finest, who was the guy who was responsible for saying this, is unfortunately dead. Obviously, this was a huge inside joke, so Valorant did take action. You are able to get his spray and his name tag to commemorate him. So that's kind of cool. And last but not least, Twistin. This is a pretty dark topic. This year, Twistin, who was a pro player for Team Vitality, unfortunately committed the S word. It's really sad and really shows that it could happen to literally anyone. Just like the Revive Me Jet guy, Twistin also has his title to commemorate him and his career in Valorant. So that's good to hear. But that wraps up our Iceberg. I'd like to thank you guys for helping me make this. I'm very grateful for y'all. Anyways, like and subscribe for the algorithm like always. Okay, see y'all. Bye.